Good morning to all of you. I understand that many of us here are practicing accountants, but of course there are people, who work in the practicing firms and yet to be practicing members. I'm sure we are all getting very excited for this audit menu, but before that you heard of the announcement of the dissolution of the parliament yesterday, and I'm sure many of you probably would look forward to the general election, going to the polling station. Now, for this audit menu is in fact one of the most and frequently used source of reference for many of our practitioners. And I'm very delighted to say that our pre-launch of this menu that started way back in March, to be precise, 24th of March, and in fact it's ending today, that was very, very well received. Now, I don't know whether you deem 120 copies sold within 2 weeks of the pre-launch as a good number, but I thought that was pretty exciting. I believe here many of you have collected your copy of the revised menu from our CT campus by now. ICPAS actually acknowledges the challenges faced by our SMP practitioners. In fact, not only SMP, Big Four practitioners also facing those same challenges when it comes to understanding the salient changes of the new revised auditing and accounting standards and their practical application and implementation. Last year, on August the 16th, we embarked on the first of our series of clarity seminars to spread awareness of the clarified Singapore standard on auditing, culminating in the fourth and final clarity seminar held early part of this year on the 11th of January. For those few seminars, we had between 150 to 220 participants to each of those seminars, and we are very encouraged by the very good turnout. Indeed, this morning's session, we had on the register 337. So I'm very encouraged by that number. And with this development, ICPAS is on course to continue our efforts in strengthening the auditing and accounting profession. And I'm very pleased today to officially present to you the revised audit menu for small companies, which incorporates the requirements of the clarified SSA and various improvements to the existing menu. Now, the need for the revision of this menu, clarified SSA were issued by ICPAS in January 2010, following a clarity consistency review of the various SSAs. The clarified SSAs replace the extant SSAs and are based on the clarified international standard on auditing, except for references to the applicable reporting framework. All clarified SSAs are effective for audits of financial statements for the periods beginning on or after 15th of December 2009. And for many of our companies here in Singapore with the December 31st, 2010 year end, this is applicable for the very first time. Coupled with the fact that the latest publication of the menu, the one before the revision, was in January 2007, and hence the revision to this menu with the 36 revised, redrafted, and new SSA had become necessary. Now allow me to bring you through some of the key features of the menu. I know that later on the speakers would dwell on some of these areas. The current revised menu comprises 3 main segments. First one is a guidance notes, second, current audit file, and third, permanent audit file. As the name suggests, the guidance notes provide information to users on some of the sections of the manual. The current audit file consists of audit programs, and the permanent audit file is made up of checklists for documenting important information about the client and audit engagement. The word permanent suggests that these are information that is needed for your audit, on continuing basis. There's a lot more content in this revised menu. Just a quick comparison shows that current audit